Closet 12. I resell on eBay, Poshmark Macari, and Depop. I always want to forget that one because that one is not my favorite. Well, anyway, I am here with you with a what sold between July 19th and July 25th. My sales, the dollar amount is a little better, but the quantity is really about the same. So we'll get right into it. First up, we have these men's straight leg jeans, 30 by 32, light wash denim jeans. I wrote that twice. I run sales all the time. They were a bins pickup. I picked them up in April. They cost me $2.34 and they sold for $19.80. All of my eBay listings that sold, the buyer paid shipping. If there's ever a case where I offered free shipping, I'll let you know. Up next, these two little Gabby Dollhouse Meow Amazing mini replacement figure set of two. I don't remember what these are for, but I used Google Lens and they were bins. No, I'm lying to you. Red, white, and blue. My average cost was $2. I buy the bags and then I add up how much the bags cost me and I divide it by how many listings I think I'm going to make. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less, but I do my best. So that is that. So my average cost was $2 and I picked them up in March and $10.79 is what they sold for. And this little Kohl's Care donkey, I love the Kohl's Care plush. They don't, some of them do better than others, some of them do really well. But I've not found a really expensive one yet, but I do like them and they're super cute and cuddly and I will continue to pick them up. But this little guy, he was rewritten in August of last year, so I had him for over a year. He was a bins pickup, cost me about 50 cents, and this is the Kohl's Care Goodnight Little Donkey Plush 11-inch stuffed animal toy. He's adorable. And that's what the Kohl's Care tag looks like if you're going through the bins. Sometimes I'll see the tag because I have so many plush, I don't actively source plush. I still grab it sometimes, but I don't look for it anymore. This scarf was, okay, I have a question mark. I either wrote it in August or September of last year because I did not put that information down. It is a spider scarf. It's perfect for Halloween, goth, witchy, whatever. Women's Halloween scarf, spider and web, spooky print, lightweight, semi-sheer. Bins pickup cost me 30 cents and sold for $11.99. This was also a bins pickup. My cost was approximately 6 cents. Vintage butterfly fox stained glass. It was like plastic or acrylic or something. I don't think it was glass. Sun catcher, colorful plastic hanging. I like the colors. I listed a couple sun catchers. 6 cents. That was written in December of last year, so almost a year. Now you'll see a little theme. I was not expecting them to do as well, but I have a handful of brooches this week that sold. So this was a red, white, and blue pickup. The jewelry bag, that's the only way I buy jewelry. If I get good where I can recognize better pieces, I will pick up single pieces, but until I'm comfortable paying up, that's what I'm doing. I'm buying the jewelry bags. My approximate cost of goods was 75 cents. This was written in June and sold for $17.99. These ones were not as nice. I lotted them up. Women's witchy brooch lot, goth statement jewelry, whimsy, dark romantic costume. I don't know if I have, that's the backs. I do. That's like a cloak. It took me a minute to figure it out. It's like to hold a cloak or a scarf or whatever. And then, come on. This one is just a fake plastic onyx. And where's the other one? Come on. Oh, here we are. And this was like a chunky, that's not real, of course. It's like plastic. Um, I don't know what I would have written if I wrote that by itself, but that's that one. So that again was written in June. I have my cost written down as $1.50, but it's probably at $2.25 because I feel like they were 75 cents a piece, unless if there was a random brooch sitting in, you know, if I don't write everything from the bag and I set pieces aside that are wearable. So maybe one of these pieces was in there. That might be why I have $1.50, but it's either $1.50 or $2.25. Sold for $11.69. Either way, I'm happy with it. Again, feather brooch, Art Deco leaf brooch, gold tone statement jewelry, retro lapel pin. This was just, it was nice. It's, show you the close up there with the two little leaves on the inside. Again, 75 cents, sold for $12.99. These are all eBay sales. This I was going to put in a lot of Christmas brooches, but I listed it by itself and it sold for $8. Again, 75 cents, written in June. So that is four, and then there's one down here that sold elsewhere. These, I just packaged these up not too long ago. La La Lopsy La Micro Figure Replacement Mini Dolls Molded Hair Cake Topper. Got all those keywords using Google Lens, and I just took from other people's listings and used their words. I don't know. I think this is like a YouTube kids show or something. I'm not quite sure, but I do sell these like little dolls. I don't find them, but when I all the time, but when I do find them, they sell. So not for a lot. This was a bins pickup. My cost was approximately 10 cents and sold for $10.79. Moving on to Macari. These I've had, where am I? Since last year of November. Last year, these are, here. There you go. Gabby, size 3 Vans. Yo Gabba Girls, size 3 Vans. Yo Gabba Gabba slip-on cartoon character. Colorful, casual, flat. They're just the little girls' sneakers. I let them go cheap because there was some. Where's the pictures? There's, I know I took a picture of it. Here, there was some, I guess it's peeling off. It was cracking, and I didn't notice until I started cleaning and wiping the inside and the little inside of the shoe. I guess it's the trim was flaking off. So I disclosed that. I let that go cheaper. $2.80 bins pickup. It was written in November, if I didn't say, and $9. This is a Kansas Jayhawks UK hat cap 5950 Big Hawk logo sewn. I don't know why I didn't use embroidered. I used sewn. Maybe that was something else someone else used. And then the size that sold for $12 on Macari, and it was a bins pickup written in March, and it cost me 25 cents. This is another jewelry lot of just brooches. Just brooches. I didn't realize how many brooches I sold this week until I started putting my list of what sold together. Again, red, white, and blue pickup. This is not from the same bag. My average cost was $2 for this whole set, so it was probably a bigger bag. I wrote it in February, and it sold for $9. Not the best flip, but there's nothing really fantastic. The one I liked the most, and I was going to sell it by itself, was this one. I liked it. It was different. It was gold and blue instead of your traditional Christmas colors. And I don't know if it was stamped. I'm sure I would have. Yeah, that one's. No, I don't think it was stamped. But well, anyway, moving right along. That was my favorite out of all of the pieces. Now we're gonna go to Poshmark. J. Jill extra large top striped, lightweight long sleeve, boat neck, relaxed fit cream. This was a Ben's pickup written in April, cost me 74 cents and sold for $18. This I almost passed up. Like I was digging in the bins, the hard good bins. I don't know, normally I don't dig in the hard good bins, but whatever my reason was, I was there. And I was digging through and I pushed that aside thinking it was nothing. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that was weird looking. So I picked it up. It is Disney Park Zero Light Up Halloween Popcorn Bucket Nightmare Before Christmas. It's got a strap. So, and it's an adjustable strap. Should have probably put that in there. But anyway, it weighed almost a pound. It cost me about $1.69. That was written in June. I picked that up probably February or March, but there was little pieces of popcorn that I kept finding in the crevices. It took me a minute, and then I set it aside. It sat on my shelf forever to the point where I had to dust it off before I wrote it. So this sold super quick. It was written in June. I don't know the date that it was written, but it was written in June. And 2 days after I cross-posted it to Poshmark, 2 or 3 days. So yeah, it's at probably the end of June. And by the time I got it cross-posted to Poshmark, it sold like 2 or 3 days later, and it sold for $40. So I was delighted with that sale. And up next, these were too cute. They're Charlie Brown eco-friendly cups, Thanksgiving, Halloween bamboo set of 2. And then I should put a slash there or something. The year was 2023. They were a Ben's pickup, 73 cents. They were written in February and they sold for $10. These I've had for a while, and I do want to mention in August is when I started adding a SKU code to all of my items. I started rewriting them, ending them, selling similar, making edits, getting rid of it if I was like, why did I write it? And over a couple of months, I did that with all of my listings. I had, at the time, just over 2,000 listings. It took me a little bit to get through. So if I said it was written in August, these I've had for over a year. They were not new in August. They were rewritten in August. So over a year. Keds, women's sneakers, size 9.5, casual, canvas, upper, lightweight, lace up, ankle, tan Keds. And the word upper is lowercase q. So $1.43 is my average cost of goods, and they sold for $13 on Poshmark. And where am I? Oh, here we are, Depop. Someone sent me an offer on Depop for these, or I sent them an offer, one or the other, or maybe they were purchased outright. I don't know. They were a Ben's pickup. My cost was $2.23. They were written in March and sold for $22. It's rare for me I accept offers almost every day on Depop, and I'm never paid. I don't even delist it until I get paid, because it's for every 10 offers I accept, I might get one sale. So, where am I? I already went through that. So they sold for $22, and they Rika Rocker 9.5 women's suede hiking sneaker trail lace up brown outdoors. These were a nice pair of sneakers. And last but not least, these little ponies that I'll just scroll so you can see all the pictures, because I don't feel like they're all fitting in there. There was somewhere I try to do close-ups. I don't like to have my hand in there, but they all had tiny little scuffs. So I tried to know everything so I don't have a disappointed customer. My Little Pony Cutie Mark Crew Sparky Sweets minifigure cake topper replacement. I probably piggybacked off someone else's listing or looked up all the names. I do that sometimes. They cost me 23 cents at the bins. They were written in March and sold for $12. So if you, that's it for this week of my Flip Friday. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, the notification bell so you're notified when I upload more content. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching to the end. So until next Friday, I'll see you then. Bye bye.